The more I learn, the more I realize that I don't know. As peaceful as it is not without challenges. Sometimes I just need to scale it back and find the joy in the day-to-day here. Try not to get overwhelmed. I'm kind of glad that I didn't fully realize how challenging it was going to be, because if I had, I might not have come here. I'm very glad that I did. And what about these skies? It's hard to not feel good under skies like these. Hey guys, it's Katie Kate on the Homestead. A very humid day here today. The weather has been really up and down. We have had quite a few storms roll through. Sometimes it breaks the humidity and then it kind of rolls right back in again. Honestly, this week I have pretty much given myself permission to do the bare minimum around here and just try to find joy in my daily chores and not get too overwhelmed. I do enjoy Stoic philosophy, and so I try to see things as simply fortunate and unfortunate. And unfortunately, I have had some things just presenting as challenges that do overwhelm me. And so in those moments, I just try to keep it simple, focus on what I can do, and not overthink things as best I can. So recently, I had some things in the garage that needed maintenance, and that was a bit of a setback. I shot a video about that. I got everything fixed up, and I felt really good about that. But having said that, $500 is still a setback around here. So getting on with life, I took my riding lawnmower out a couple of days later, and the back tire's still flat, so it must also have a slow leak. So that was disappointing. Also, I'm obsessed now with the lines that are being cut in my lawn. I'm definitely overthinking it after scalping it. I have just been kind of letting it grow in for now to just recover from what I did to it, and then I'll get out and start cutting again. It doesn't really matter. I don't have an HOA out here critiquing my lawn, but yeah, I'm just overthinking things in general. It's funny timing because for some reason I found myself just surfing Auto Trader looking at vehicles just to see how the prices were. And I came to the conclusion that I just love my old truck so much. And I really hope that I have it for a few more years. I really don't want to replace it. And then I took my son for a haircut, and on the way home, it started making a really bad sound. So then I started getting worried that I was going to have to replace my truck, and I didn't really want to, and I don't really have the budget for it right now. And so my mechanic came, took a look at it. It should be able to be fixed. And so just another small setback that hopefully I will have resolved midweek. In the meantime, I'm not driving anywhere. So I had to cancel a big grocery shop and some errands that I needed to do in town. I also needed to do some paperwork, get my doe tag now that I have my outdoors card and my hunting license, and I wasn't able to do that. So now it looks like I will end up with a buck tag, which is fine, just setbacks. And sometimes when things like this happen, especially all at once, it really just puts me in that mood of wondering if I'm crazy to think that I can do this all by myself, handle everything all by myself, pay for everything by myself. I get a little bit overwhelmed. So in those moments, I remind myself how right it feels being here, how I really believe I'm meant to be here, and I just try to surrender and let things run their course. So in doing that, I just focus on my day-to-day chores, my routine, and again, I give myself permission to just do the bare minimum. So I thought today I'd share what my routine looks like. I don't get up at dawn. I wake when I wake, ideally not to an alarm clock. The very first thing I do in the morning before I let anybody outside is I check my trap. If I do have something in there, I don't need it becoming agitated with a bunch of animals running around. Fortunately, today my trap is empty. I had a very unfortunate scenario yesterday where I caught another skunk and it sprayed again, which is unpleasant. And then it sprayed twice. And the second time it actually got me and it was putrid. And so I had to wash my clothes in bleach and vinegar and deal with that. So, yeah, it didn't make for a fun day yesterday. I have my coffee outside if possible. I get the dogs out and I let them have their time in the morning before any of the birds go out. So, yeah, when things compound and I start to overthink, I start to not sleep as well. I have pretty dark dreams. I have some trauma that I think I'm still processing. I considered sharing some of that here, but I'm going to err on the side of not doing that at this time. But I am quite sensitive. So in the mornings, before I turn on anything digital, I like to sit and try to remember my dreams and the feelings that they left me with and whatever messages I can decipher from them. Then, when they're ready, I take them in to have their breakfast. I am quite strict with my animals, especially around food. I don't enjoy animals that beg, and if I had all 9 of my animals begging every time I sat down to eat, it would drive me absolutely bonkers. So here's our routine. They know to sit and stay and wait until they're told that it's time to go eat. Potato, good boy, stay. Potato, okay. Good boy, Rusty, stay. Stay. You're a good boy, sit down. Sit. Good boy. Okay. Once the dogs are fed, I can get out and feed Rosie and Buddy and Legs, give them some hay outdoors, indoors also if the weather's poor. If it's nice enough, I will open up the door and let them outside. I always check my electric fence just for good measure and then check our water, and those guys are set for the morning and the afternoon. Then I let the birds out, check on everybody, make sure they've done well overnight, check their water, and then I am on with the rest of my day. The other thing right now is that all of my big projects are on hold because they are things that I need Scott's help with. I have 2 very large pine trees that are a little too close to my house for comfort. They need to be cut down. My big fence project, of course, is completely on hold because I do need Scott's help to dig and set those posts as well as stretch the fence. I also have to replace my well cover, which broke last year. And again, I will need Scott's help removing that and replacing it. Scott, of course, has got a full plate right now. He was here yesterday and we were discussing how once he's settled in the trailer on the property, we will be able to address some things and start to get some things done. There's enough little odds and ends to putter around with here. Things like keeping my hummingbird feeder fresh because I've read that that's really important, and I get so much activity that I want them to be healthy. Today was the first day that I really felt like getting out and cutting some more grass. I am going to wait for the riding lawnmower to be repaired, but funny enough, my weed whacker is working great. I had so many problems with that machine last year, so I took it out and I've been bushwhacking, thinking at least that's something that I can do for myself. There's another homesteading channel that I follow, and I saw recently she had posted that she hires someone to come in and do the bushwhacking on her property. And they were using machines just like mine. So today I was extra grateful that it is something that I can tackle myself, that saves me the expense, and it's not a chore that I hate doing. It's the middle of the afternoon now, so it's about time for me to go in and make some lunch. I typically make eggs and toast because I have an ample supply of eggs and it's such a healthy midday meal. Other than that, it'll probably just be odds and ends around the house, tidying up, sweeping floors, and I will probably get out and do some more bushwhacking. It's a good day for it. It's overcast, the sun's not beating down, and it's not too hot to be geared up. My focus is always on the poison parsnip because I'm trying to eradicate that from my property. You can see how as I cut back, I uncover these really large patches of it, and I'm trying to prevent it from going to flower and going to seed. You can see how far back I am towards the other side of my property. Look at all that beautiful hay just waiting to be fenced in to allow my animals to graze on. And then I will get to that nice big building and make my second barn. Life here is peaceful, but it's certainly not without stress. I said to Scott yesterday, I'm kind of glad that I didn't fully realize how challenging it was going to be, because if I had, I might not have come here. I'm very glad that I did. And I've said this time and time again, I would take these challenges over any other, any day of the week. So here's a great example of the more I learn, the more I realize that I don't know. So for years, I've lived here with my lovely backup sump pump, feeling fully confident that if anything goes sideways with the one that I have, I'll simply connect this and Bob's your uncle. I loaned it to Scott. Turns out I don't even have the parts to connect it. So I take it down to the hardware store and I'm trying to get all the parts, and I'm realizing I have no clue how to hook this thing up. And the guy's trying to explain it to me, and Scott's trying to explain it to me. This screws in, the pipe goes in, you've got to glue it. What do I glue it with? Oh, PVC pipe glue. I don't have PVC pipe glue. And then I have to potentially cut the hose, the hard plastic hose, the PVC hose. What do? I use a hacksaw. Really? Yeah, this is a coupler that's going to attach the two pieces together afterwards. And oh, if you do need to hook it up to a soft hose, then we're going to use this instead. But oh, you're going to have to cut this part off with a really sharp knife or a hacksaw. And I'm thinking, I don't know what I'm doing. This kind of stuff can just fuel my self-doubt. And I know that we all have self-doubt, so it's just a matter of trying to regulate and breathe through it. Okay, guys, well, that's all I got today. What a rambly video. I hope I got my point across. What's my point? As peaceful as it is not without challenges. Sometimes I just need to scale it back and find the joy in the day-to-day here, the simple pleasures. Try not to get overwhelmed. Remembering to look around, take a deep breath. What about these skies? it's hard to not feel good under skies like these. Until next time, happy, healthy living. I hope you're all doing well, staying safe, staying kind, staying resilient. I'm Katie Kate on the Homestead. I'll see you later.